member, Ms. Eva. Yeah.
Our last speaker is Mr. A.D. and her pathway name is Presentation Mastery and Level 3, and his speech title is Of Saunas and Angry Trainers. His speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn or new basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. Let me invite last speaker on the stage.
Everyone, before I start my speech, I would like to kindly request our timer and our officers to extend my maximum time to 8 minutes. Do you guys remember that time when we had a swimmer and an electrician? Well, at first I was imagining an eventual death, eventual fate worse than drowning. Getting electrocuted, then drowning. But can we drown these days? With or without electrocution? The central swimming pool, as we've come to name it, it was constructed in 1986. And since it was taken into custody of the capital in 2006, the Citizens Representative Council had discussed over and over again of its unproductive nature to the city's treasury. Several suggestions were submitted to partially privatize it. However, it was not definitive until the collapse of one of its mainframe structures in 2013, which accelerated the finalization of implementing an open auction. Now, several times it were openly offered for several different prices. The price of this property, it depreciated from over 10 billion tubriks to under 9 billion until the central pool was bought by Itugan University in 2018. In accordance with the Trade Act with the City Council, they maintained the primary operations of the central pool for 2 years until 2020. And as its main operations and services start to diminish in quality under its new proprietors, the people and the trainees and the parents, among them a swimmer, sports master, and a trainer, Tae Baira, they showed their disapproval and resentment by saying, nowhere in the world is there a government that privatizes their central pool for being unprofitable. And then started its reconstruction work. All things considered, with bright hope, it was meant to expand into an even larger and super sport complex. That is, according to a news article published in 2019 by Önüktür newspaper, the interviewee was In Şıkbayır. the CEO of Tugasin LLC, a subsidiary company of Itugan Group. This is the assumed, embellished graphic art design of what it will look like. Alas, came the pandemic. Apparently, their building materials distribution met blockage on the borders, and the deadline for the project was extended way past its initial date. However, as if anything about this is to be believed, at least with this, I think we can sympathize. Later on, he updated on the construction process by saying, because the metal sheets for the roofing were inaccessible, they're working on different parts of the building for the time being. However, that report was well over a year ago, and the current completion of the construction is unclear. Recently, I personally visited the place to conclude my search. And as far as they were willing to spill the beans, the construction work won't be finished by this year. Possibly by mid-2023, when the summer arrives. Regardless of my or your sympathies, the citizens of the city, and among them the athletes, are in a great lack of a swimming pool, a proper swimming pool. Regarding the dimensions of the central swimming pool, this places two pools. One that is 25 meters long, 5 meters deep, and with 6 lanes. Standardized by Olympic measurements. The other one, 10 meters long, 1 meter deep, a smaller one, designated for children. There are about a dozen more swimming pools around the city, but I classify them as saunas. With their staggering depth of 1.6 meters. Well, how's that for inadequacy? In contrast, Olympic pools also comprise of a 50-meter pool, twice as long as anything we've ever had. There it is. And I may not get to honor this hypothetical pool in my learning process because we don't have it, but I don't know, give the city several more years, and maybe after I've become, I don't know, an Olympic champion, then maybe, perhaps, I could. Thank you.